Santiago, Chile. Chileans on Sunday gave former President Sebastián Piñera a new term in office, rejecting his opponent's call to build on the social and economic changes set in motion by the incumbent, Michelle Bachelet. Mr. Piñera's victory marks the latest shift to the right in a region that until recently was largely governed by leftist leaders who rose to power promising to build more egalitarian societies. Mr. Piñera, a 68-year-old billionaire who governed Chile from 2010 to 2014, having been both preceded and succeeded by Ms. Bachelet, moved to the right politically as he campaigned for a second term in this deeply polarized nation. His victory appeared inevitable during the early months of the race. But the contest tightened considerably. After the first round of voting on November 19, Alejandro Gil, 64, a former journalist and sociologist who vowed to build on Ms. Bachelet's reform agenda, emerged as the second candidate in the runoff. Chile's presidential election is the first in a series that may alter the political trajectory of Latin America. Voters in Mexico, Brazil, Colombia, and Paraguay will elect presidents in 2018. Chile is helping kick off a year of important elections throughout the region, and many of the divides seen there will be repeated in their own way in the races to come, said Shannon K. O'Neill, a Latin America expert at the Council on Foreign Relations. Today's election pits not just the left versus right for the presidency, but also reflects a lighter version of the insider-outsider drama that is developing in Colombia, Mexico, and Brazil. Throughout the race, many voters in Chile expressed deep dissatisfaction with the political establishment and described their choice as one between the lesser of two evils. "We lack a person that sparks enthusiasm in the country," said Julio Salviat, a university professor and former sports journalist. "We're voting for the least bad one, not the best. We're at a crossroads we shouldn't be in." Julio Preuser, 90, an engineer, agreed, but said he had come to see Mr. Piñera as the most palatable. "Gil lacks a significant political trajectory," he said. "I don't know how he got to where he is. Piñera is better prepared. I don't quite like him, but he's the least bad." Some Chileans expressed concern that Mr. Piñera's policies would benefit wealthy Chileans at the expense of the middle class, which expanded during the Bachelet era, and the poor. "The middle class is always on the losing end, and with his victory there will be an economic project for those who have resources," said Veronica Soto, a nurse at a public hospital. "It will absolutely be a pro-business government." After performing more poorly than polls suggested he would in the first round, Mr. Piñera made overtures to the far right, a small but animated base. José Antonio Cast, a conservative candidate and a champion of the Pinochet dictatorship, got almost 8% of the vote. Mr. Piñera promised to halt the same-sex marriage bill Ms. Bachelet introduced in August and said he would improve the conditions of military officers serving sentences for crimes against humanity. He warned that Mr.